Hey, good morning, YouTubers. Hope you're having a wonderful day. This is Robert with the Hustle Nation, and we are all about doing better and living in our ideal life and experiencing financial freedom, which means that, hey, when we wake up, we have options. What do I want to do today? Instead of saying, I wish I could do this, but I don't have the money for it. So there you go. How'd your week go? Did you have any successes? Did you have any failures? Let me ask you this, having to do with the failures, what could you have done differently? A lot of times people like to discuss those wins because it's more fun. And generally speaking, if we've already won, then there's not going to be too much work to be done afterwards. And so it's a whole lot easier and a lot more fun to talk about the wins than it is the failures. However, the thing is that when we discuss the failures, we can figure out exactly what it is that happened, what went wrong, and what we can do to make it better next time to increase our chance of it becoming a win. So just food for thought on that one. I take a look at those things myself, ask myself, what is it that I can do, so to speak. About to head to church this morning. Got a meeting with one of the ministries that I'm a part of. And then after that, got a 9 a.m. estimate, got a 10:30 a.m. estimate, got a 2 p.m. estimate, estimates left and right. So hopefully we'll get a signed contract out of at least one and put some cheese on the table. This week has been kind of slim on that, because we've had a lot of rain. However, I'm not complaining. And why is that? Because we have saved some money. And just because you do well or have a great week that you make a lot of money does not mean you should go out and spend a lot of money and throw it away and everything. So, that is the advantage of being prudent and frugal with your money is that when slim times come, and they do and they will, and we're going to have some real slim times. I don't know when, but I believe within the next 2 years that we're going to see some major changes coming around. I sure hope it's not like 08, 2010 era, but who knows? It could be even worse. And the thing about it is that the best time to get your finances in line was 20 years ago. The second time is today. Start now, Even if it's as simple as pulling 20 bucks out of your pocket and putting it into a savings account, an IRA, or some place where you're not going to use it, you're not going to spend it, unless somebody needs cancer treatment in your family, you won't go and get it. Because let me tell you, and this is from past experience, if we always say, well, I'll save this unless, then guess what? That unless will always come about, and we will always be broke. Because I did that for a long time myself, and I'll never forget the first major lesson having to do with that was I had a roommate. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and he up and one day said, hey man, I don't have the money for the rent and I'm moving. And I was like, okay. So I had to find a job that would pay me that week. I went back to delivering pizzas so I could eat. And I did find the job, or God put me in touch with somebody that I could work Monday through Thursday and I'd get paid on Friday for what I'd worked Monday through Thursday. So all of my needs got met. And then because of part-timing at the pizza place, I was eating as well. So there you have it, okay? I say all of this because that was the first time that I got caught, and I did not learn from that, all right? About 5 years later, I was working at the foundry, started there 60 hours a week. We were 60 hours a week for 90 days. GM goes on strike. Boom! 80% of their production in North America almost comes to a stop, all right? So only 20% of their operations in this country are working. Guess what? 80% of what we manufactured had to do with the automobile industry. Guess what? We go from 60 hours to 20 hours a week. Huge difference. All the overtime's cut out. All the, seventh day in a row pay is cut out. It was devastating. However, at that time, I had a house payment that was $175 and I had virtually no debt. So, on 20 hours a week, we were able to make it. We did eat a lot of top ramen, and I learned a very good lesson. But I put it into action. I started putting money away. Of course, they did the negotiation with the UAW. GM goes back online, full steam ahead and everything like that. And I learned that I could make it on 20 hours a week. So for a while there, I was putting $250 a week into savings, and I had a nice nest up. Long story short, get to the point where I moved out of being on the floor, went into the maintenance department, went to school, got a 2-year degree in industrial electronics, and I was going to school part-time, working full-time, and decided that I knew I didn't want to retire from the foundry, so I saved up enough money and I quit and finished my last 2 semesters in school full-time. How did that happen? Because we saved some money and put it away. We looked towards the future, the long term, okay? I say all of this in the sense that if we don't get that foundation right, okay, and that's the most important part of any building. Anything great has to have a firm foundation, okay? If you ever go by a job site and you notice them building and putting up a building, the first thing they're going to do, like in my town, what they do is they bring in red dirt, okay? It's got a clay content to it so that when you pack it, it sticks together, okay? So they'll get out there, they'll put it out there, they'll run a compactor over it and everything like that, and then they do what we call a compaction test, okay? They check the density of it. They'll take a plug out, see how many pounds of force it takes to squish it and everything, and they say yes or no, okay? The whole reason for that is so when that building is erected, it will stay, okay? Because if you don't have a good foundation and you don't have a good footer, that building's going to crumble. It's the same thing having to do with our money, folks. We sit there and we go. I saw something on Facebook about, and I shared it myself, having to do with, all of a sudden you're rocking along and boom, you get a $600 electric bill, and then before you know it, you're not able to pay the rent, and then before you know it, you're sleeping out of your car, and then somebody reports you to DHS or whatever it is, family services, and then your kid gets taken from you and everything like that, all because of a power bill. Now, the thing about it is what if that person had savings? What if that person had actually done research and found out how much it costs to have a child? Oh man, that would be some thinking ahead, don't you know? Kids are expensive, There's very few people that I've ever heard say, no, I chose not to have them because they were too expensive. I did some research and I knew how much it would cost to have a child. And I don't want to get into the semantics of the whole thing and everything like that, but it does have to do with planning ahead. See, if we know where it is that we want to get, then the path to get there will become clear. If we want to be financially free, then we have to start doing things that's going to help us get to that point, okay? And there's things that you can do short term, and there's things you can do long term. So that's my message for this morning. Just think about what it is that we're going to do. Each time that, we plunk down that $20, $30, $50 on, a meal or something that's not going to put money back into our pocket, are we really doing that kind of good for ourselves? Just asking, and not for a friend, for you. Be productive, be profitable. Have yourself a very wonderful day. If you need to get in touch with me, there's my email in the description. If you got pictures of your dump trailer and your truck or just your trailer, do me a favor, email them to me. I'm going to put a video together with everybody that sent me pictures of their rigs and setups. Love seeing them. If you got any questions, let me know. If you got any suggestions for a video, let me know as well. Be happy to try to make that happen. Hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your weekend.